Hey guys, welcome back to RevHp. This is Chris and today we are here with a video showing you guys how to install the powertronic version 3 on a 2012 model Kawasaki Ninja 650. Yeah, the first part of this series is going to be just installing the harness and the powertronic unit, and in part 2 we are going to do the quick shifter install, the map switch, and also the loading of the map as well. So please stay tuned for that, and let's get on with the installation. The first step would be removing components like the tank and the airbox. There's a technique to removing the airbox, which is there's a hole right here. You got to put a 3mm Allen key through that, and yeah, you got to remove it. Obviously, if you need any help, we got another video on the channel. We are going to put a link in the description, and also we are going to link a PDF for the instructions manual, just in case you need any further help or instructions. And you can also always reach us in the comment box. So starting out, first thing would be disconnecting the battery. I've already done that. Always start with the negative terminal and then the positive, and it's the reverse for when installing the battery. The next step after disconnecting the battery would be removing this panel, and also just loosening this bolt right over here, just to help you with the access the throttle position sensor coupler over there. So just loosen this. This side, and it has two grommets holding it on, so here and here. Just pull it out and it should come out. Next step would be loosening the bolt on the other side, the fairing bolt. So right here, it's gonna help you with the installation later. Once that's done, just grab your powertronic wiring harness right over here and try to separate it a bit. Yeah. So for now, just route the powertronic coupler through this. Sorry, my documents are over here, so it's creating a bit of an issue. No worries, I'll just put it down here. Just route this cabling first through this. Well, this is the quick shifter sensor. Keep it aside for now. This is your ground wire, which you gotta connect to the battery later. But yeah, always remember when you're installing these sort of components, while you're looking at the bike from the back, you always start with the left side. So the left side of the bike is going to be injector 1 or spark plug 1, and the right side is going to be the other one, the second one. So if you just trace the wiring, and you see this, it says SPK1, so that's the first spark plug. So here are your spark plugs. Just push the tab and pull it out. So then you got to connect it like this, and take the powertronic harness and put it where the stock coupler used to be. So there you go, that's your first spark plug done. And the one without the label is your second one. So do the same on the other side. Just press this tab and try to pull it out. So yeah, there you go. Put the powertronic harness onto the coils. So this routing part can be done later, that's not an issue. Just try to keep it as clean as possible. So always prefer to route the wiring of such units on the right side of the bike, because as you can see, here are the HTP sensor and the TPS sensor, so it's a bit of a hassle to do it the other way around. So yeah, I installed the second injector coupler, and now I gotta move to the first one. It's quite difficult, I don't know why, but with a bit of fiddling, yeah, you should be able to get it out. So then find your injector 1 harness and just plug it in like so. You don't have to worry too much because all these couplers, they just go in one way, so yeah, can be pretty chill about that. And then plug the powertronic into the stock injector. At this point, it would be good to do a little bit of routing. Nothing too drastic, but yeah. This is your TPS. This is going to be on the other side, so keep it there for now. And as I told you, we had to remove this panel, right? So that's because of this coupler here. This is the CKP, or the crank position sensor coupler, and you're gonna get a wire saying CKP. So just do one thing and route this wire through here. Make sure it's not tugging on anything. Yeah. As you can see, my unit is not brand new, but yeah, you gotta strip this wire a bit, and then you got to plug it into the red and black wire over here. Now powertronic supplies you with something called as a posi tap connector, which you just have to connect it onto this wire, and it splices it itself. But I don't really like those connectors because they have caused some issues in the past in terms of connectivity. So I'm gonna take this wire, I'm gonna strip it up and put it into one of the sockets directly. And please remember, it's the red and black wire, not the yellow, not the red and blue, the red and black. And always when you're checking out these wires and color codes, please look them in terms of the main wiring harness side, not the sensor side. As you can see here, there are completely different colors, so you always got to see it on the bike side. So I'm just gonna strip this wire and I'm gonna get right back to you. So as I said, I'm gonna be following a bit different of a method to connect a CKP wire as compared to what's stated in the user manual or the instruction manual, just because I haven't had much luck with the posi tap connectors. So first things first, pull out this plug. You gotta see one thing though, connect to the red and black. So on the other side, it's going to be the yellow one over here, the absolute left one. So it goes in it just goes in one way, so you'll know which color to put where, red and black to yellow. So do one thing, just put it in here, just push the wire in a bit, make sure it doesn't split up too much, that's gonna create an issue. Just plug this wire in like so, and it's going to be a bit tough, but yeah, it's going to work. Make sure you leave some space for the socket to fit in as well. So just try and do this. We can obviously verify our connections later because we have the stock coupler as well, and I would suggest that we tape this part up. I'm gonna do that later. Do not forget though, you gotta do it, otherwise it's gonna create some issues there as well. After that, you can move to the TPS, which is going to be on the other side. There are two couplers over here. The top one is the STP or the secondary throttle pit, and the one below that is the TPS. I know you might not be able to see it, but it's a gray coupler on the bike. Yeah, so guys, this TPS sensor has been quite the hassle, but we managed to get it out. So I'll show you what the coupler looks like. So what you have to do is get your fingers in there, try to press this tab before pulling it out, and then yeah, that's it basically. So we continue with the install, and just go ahead and connect the powertronic coupler there, and plug this end where the stock coupler used to be. That's underneath right over here. So yeah, well, that part is done, and just try to route this properly, but it can be done later as well. The last step right now would be to connect the ground wire to the negative terminal, and we can reconnect the battery as well at this point. Most of the installation is done. So again, start with the positive here. Just go ahead and install the positive cable. There you go. And then the negative terminal of the bike, as well as the powertronic ground. Just go ahead and do it like this. So that part is done as well, and as for the quick shifter, so can leave it there for now. At this point we just have to do the routing, and we'll do that quickly. So yeah guys, after we are done with the routing the cables, let's just strap it down with some zip ties. So start at the absolute front and try to stuff it in this sort of crevice which is there in the frame. Keep it all together, and yeah, keep this aside. Those are the tank hoses, and you can route it through underneath this right over here. Oh yeah, this is the quick shifter sensor, I mean the coupler. You can leave it over here for now. We'll do that part later in the next video. And yeah, it'd be good if you just jumble them all up together like so. That's pretty much it for the routing. We are going to install the tank and the cladding over there, and we're going to get right back at the point where we're going to connect the stock coupler to this, just to verify all our connections. And also we are going to tape this part up as well, because it's not good to leave it open like that.